I think trauma might even be more of the root than death. Like, I think death is just an experience where we can all relate to experiencing a deep trauma, right? But I
Mhm.
think trauma might be really what triggers us to ask, "Why am I here?" or "Why are we here?" Which gets back to purpose, right? So, I think trauma might even be more of the root of that. Death is an example of a traumatic experience, but I think it is trauma that sparks that, "Why am I here?" Like, what is the purpose of my existence, number one, but existence itself, number two,
Yeah.
and our existence as humanity as a kind of in between.
It also brings up the borders, the boundaries of what you're able to accept. Because imagine this, you're in an abusive situation, but you've been in that situation all your life. So you don't understand that that's actually abuse. And then one day it gets pushed too far and you're like, "Well, why? Why am I experiencing this thing? Like why is it that when I go to Walmart, all my foods are poisoned? Why is it that, there's fluoride in my water? Why is it that we have all these systems? Like, why do schools mirror jails? Why is it that like why is things so messed up?" And then you start to realize, "Oh wait, I'm not the problem. I'm the solution." Yeah, I can see the fact that they're messed up and I can talk about it, and then hopefully it can change. Or you can just recognize that, like, I've had enough. Like, this is enough. I don't want this anymore. Whatever this is, whatever the question is, I don't want shit in my water. I don't want extra chemicals in my food. I don't want these government organizations all up in my stuff. Like, when we say no, that's also part of that problem that comes with trauma, with experience. Honestly, we can change the word trauma because trauma, I mean, it exists. It does. But I feel like we use that as a blanket statement for anything that is adversary to our happy state of blissful ignorance. And I think that we need to lead into, like, when we lead into experience or hard things, I mean, you get hard. Like, you get stronger. And if we just say that, oh,
Well,
these
that's
things.
that's the result of either avoiding trauma or facing it is I think what you're getting at. Like avoiding trauma, repressing trauma is just gonna lead to more traumatic experiences because you're not addressing the issue. You're not addressing the issue. You're not addressing whatever trauma is that. Yeah, I feel like trauma builds on itself, right? So you're either gonna face it and learn how to deal with it because, like you said, it's unavoidable. You're gonna face more of it. So you're either taking care of it by facing it and addressing it, or you're avoiding it, which is just taking an already existing set of trauma or traumas, and then it's just going to grow with every new experience that you have because you haven't addressed the core one that's still there. You see what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at?
Yeah, it builds a web, like a cause and effect, and eventually you wind up so far off the mark, and it's all because you just failed to address the one thing, and instead it just built up and built up and built up.